Alrighty, so today we'll be talking about mobility using a dowel or a broom or a towel or a resistance band. So these are one of the go-to exercises that we've been implementing within the strength room. So the first thing I want to show you is trying to improve your shoulder mobility. So we've probably had come across this while doing the functional movement screening, where you have your knuckles tucked in and you're trying to bring your arms as close as you can behind you. So we're trying to restore what we consider this internal rotation behind the back. So what you'll do is you'll take the dowel. I'm going to start with my right hand on the lower portion of my back, the other hand gripping here, trying to bring my hands as close as possible, or maybe just behind the head or lower back, and then trying to floss in between the shoulder blades. So I'm trying to pull down, pull up. Have a little bit of resistance within the movement the entire time. So you're not completely passive and just being relaxed. Intermittently, that will be okay. But for the most part, we're trying to go back and forth with some contractility. So I would say maybe go for repetitions, maybe 20, 30, 40 repetitions, or time, or until where you feel loose. The second one is going to be this capsule stretch for this interior aspect by bringing the dowel across the shoulder now. So my right hand still, bringing it across the left shoulder. While doing this, try not to roll your shoulder forward as well. Try to keep everything nice and back, and going back and forth while doing this. Secondly, we can then go into a passover. So you can grip on the far reaches of your dowel, broom, whatever it may be, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades back. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward or your chest round out. So you're trying to pull back. And then you're trying to go as far as you can, trying to feel that stretch in the front portion, the chest, shoulders. If this is too much, I would say straddle out your hands wider and you should be able to go all the way over. But you're trying to challenge yourself to trying to bring the dowel or your hands in closer on the dowel. So you're going to go back and forth while doing that. So once again, you can try to go for repetitions or times or to where you feel loose. So that's another one. Since we have the dowel, another thing that we can focus on would be your hamstring stretch. So you can actually place the dowel on the back side of your head here, lower back. So I'm making contact with the dowel, stick one foot up in front, and then I'm trying to hinge as far as I can, trying to maintain those contact points on the dowel. Try not to let the lower back round out or else the dowel will come up, so you're trying to make contact the entire time. The other thing that happens is that sometimes the rotation of the hips happen, generally because your hamstrings or the tightness, your body wants to go the path of least resistance. So your goal is to try to square everything up with the object in front of you and then hinge back and forth, trying to drive your heel into the ground the entire time to feel that tension in the hamstring. And the pole kind of acts as a proprioceptive tool to give you feedback in where you are in space. I'll leave you with that. The other thing, lastly, we can try to go into a overhead squat with this externally rotated position. So I'm going to have the dowel by my hips, thumbs outward, so grabbing here. And then I'm trying to lock off the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and then I'm trying to squat down as low as possible, trying to drive the arms back. So try not to let the arms come forward. What we're trying to do is stretch off the lats while doing this. So being in this externally rotated position, you can actually feel the tension within your arms already. So you might be restricted in this. If this is the case, you can try to do some side bending left to right. Of course, I always say that you can't change tissues in a day, so you just got to practice it just like anything else. If you're looking for some feedback or if you want to help improve this or objectify your movement, you can also do this up against the wall. Have your foot fairly close, arms up overhead, and how far can you go before you feel like your arms are going to hit the wall or your knees are going to touch, and that's what you want to look for here. So I'll leave you with those guys. Those are quick and easy ones to do. Try to do this before your upper body or lower body workouts, especially for the hamstring and overhead squatting positions, but this should go a long way for you. Thanks.